Alright, good morning guys. Welcome back to the channel. We are somewhere in western Illinois. We stopped here last night about 9 o'clock at Love's. We just picked up a load of groceries, headed to a Kroger distribution center in Bluffton, Indiana, about 300 miles away, that we'll be dropping off at 9 o'clock tonight. Easy load, pretty light load, 35,000 pounds. Yeah, so we're getting ready to head down the road here. It's been a good trip out. I haven't recorded much of the first few loads, but I've been out for almost a week now. It's been a pretty good week. Lots of loads. Rates are good. So yeah, we're gonna head down the road, do some talking here. We've already done our pre-trip this morning. We dropped off yesterday in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which is just a little bit west of Iowa 80 truck stop. So we went and dropped off, and our pickup was only 16 miles east of Iowa 80 truck stop. Let me get this out of the way. So stopped at Iowa 80 yesterday. During my pre-trip that morning, I knew my trailer brakes were getting pretty worn. My trailer's a 2013. I think I've said that before. And when I bought it, you know, the brakes were okay, but they needed change. Well, it's been almost a year, and I had a lot of time between drop-off and pickup, so I
Turn right on South State Street,
shop,
then take the first left.
Had them replace all my brake pads, all new brake drums. There were a couple other parts that were worn on one axle, so they replaced that. But got that all done. That was good of it. Getting work done on these trucks is expensive, so it is what it is. And no, I didn't have it done at Iowa 80 because that's even more expensive because it's Iowa 80. For those of you that don't know, Iowa 80 is the biggest truck stop in the world, and it's just over the Iowa line from Illinois headed west on 80, and it's huge and it's cool, but it's kind of almost like a tourist trap for truckers.
I-80 East
is what it is. But I got all my brakes and brake drums and stuff on the trailer replaced, so now we don't have to worry about that. So we're gonna head here. We're taking these to a Kroger distribution center in Bluffton. I've never been there before. My appointment's not till 9 o'clock tonight. I am gonna get there early because I really hope they unload me early. I have a pickup in Indianapolis at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning going to St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, something fell. But I would like to be able to get over by Indy tonight about the time I'm supposed to be getting unloaded, so I can get my clock reset and have my full 10 hours to take this load that I pick up tomorrow morning, and it drops off Sunday actually. So it's been a good week, busy week. I've had a load every single day, so that's nice. I love coming out here to the Midwest, especially right now because we're so lucky with all the weather and stuff is. I'm sorry if this truck is loud. Got to get that rubber band wound tight. I don't think I've ever mentioned it before in any of my other videos, but my company name, Bigfoot Logistics, it's my own company, my own authority. I've never driven for I've never driven for a mega carrier or even a small company for that matter. It's been me. And I'm coming up on a year of active authority. January 4th will be a year of actually leaving to do my first load. And things have been pretty good, man. There's been ups and downs, and the first year, trying to figure out a rhythm of like, how long do you have to be gone? When can you go home? I've had some down times. I think, what month was it? Like September, I was down for the whole month with the trailer stuff you guys saw in one of my earlier videos. If you didn't see it, I refinished the whole floor. Had problems with shipping for the sealant and all that stuff, but just trying to learn, like, okay, what pays the most money? Where do I need to go for the freight? Where do I need to stay? Because there's some spots where I hate how loud this thing is and stuff, but there's some spots where it pays great to go to them and crap to come out. Case in point, the Northeast, it pays awesome to go out there, especially from the Midwest. But finding a load back sucks. Florida, I look at loads to Florida all the time, because who doesn't want to go down to the Sunshine State? But the problem is, the loads that are coming out suck. They start, I mean, and when you look at the loads, you know, the starting point is just that, it's a starting point. But when Coyote has loads for $1.30 a mile, you're not going to get a whole lot more than $2 a mile. And I don't like running for $2 a mile. Anyway, I don't get into a whole lot of money on my channel. I don't want to give the misrepresentation that I think some channels do, that you're going to come out here and get rich and have a huge house and toys up the, yeah, it's just, you're not, that's not how it is. Not every load you get is going to be $7 a mile, you know, unless you sit and wait for days. In my truck, I don't have time or money to sit and wait for a better rate than when I can get a good one. I will say this about rates, they are up right now, and it is fantastic. But eventually they go back down. But anyway, that's enough about money stuff. You're not going to get rich trucking. And it costs a lot of money to truck. I got all 4 drums, all 4 brake pads, and a little other work done yesterday. It was $1,700, okay? There's tens of thousands of dollars of tires on these trucks. It's not cheap to do. I get my oil changed very regularly, about every 10,000 miles, because I want my engine to last. It's expensive to do. It costs a lot to make a lot. So if you're thinking about doing this, do your research. You can make a living, but don't think you're going to come out here and get rich fast. You're not. You're not. But anyway, I said it a second ago, but that's enough about money, because that's none of your guys' business what I make. We're on 80 headed east. Normally this time of year I wouldn't even come up to 80. It's too cold, the weather's too unpredictable, but thank you global warming. The weather's gorgeous, there is no snow and ice. Nose itches. There is no snow and ice, so on 80 we are. And we're gonna stay up this way as long as we can. It's early November right now. I'm gonna stay out until almost Thanksgiving. Then I'm gonna go home for Thanksgiving and spend some time with my girlfriend and her dad, then go back out until close to Christmas, go pick up Taylor, and we're going to go to my parents in Ohio for Christmas, which I absolutely love Christmas. I'm a Christmas fanatic. I will not be on the road for Christmas, except we're probably going to find a load from Denver to Ohio. We may as well get paid to go visit people. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. My appointment's not until 9 o'clock at night. It is, what time is it right now? It is 10 after 10 here. We're starting late because there's no need to start really early. Slept great last night. The last few days have been long days, like split sleepers and stuff, so I've been I've been pretty tired. Another thing I'm going to let everybody know about. So, a while back, FMCSA or DOT or whoever decided that truckers could do split sleepers for breaks, and that extends the time you can drive during the day. So like normally, if you drove 5 hours and stopped for hours and stuff, eventually it starts to eat into your driving time. Well, now if you drive 5 hours and you're on sleeper berth for at least 2 hours, you can split your break, your 10-hour break, you can split it and then drive whatever hours you had left before those 2 hours. Well, it's not like what it seems, because at some point when those hours are up, you have to do a 10-hour break. So it extends those driving for them, but it doesn't work like, say you stopped for 5 hours and then you did your split sleeper berth. Okay, so you drive for 6 hours, you stop for 5, right? You split your sleeper, you have 5 more hours that you can drive, and then you have to do the rest of your break. Well, it's not the rest of your break. You have to do another 10 hours. So it's helpful in a way, but it's. I wish I had another word for confusing, because it's misleading. Because it's not, oh, I can stop for 5 hours, drive for 5 hours, stop for another 5 hours, and have my whole clock reset. That's not how it works. You have to do 10, which I honestly think is really annoying, because if I stop, and I get it, like 5 hours probably isn't long enough to stop, but if I stopped for 2 hours and then drove the rest of my time and then stopped for another 8 hours, why won't my clock reset? That's not a split break. That's just letting me take longer break. Anyway, I don't want to go on too much of a rant, but that's how those work. And it's not actually a split 10 that resets your clock. It's windy this morning. But we'll get across Illinois here. Like I said, I have 300 miles to drive. It won't take very long today. And I want to get offloaded early. Sometimes at these big places, though, you're just not going to get unloaded early. So who knows? But anyway, we're going to get down the road. I'll leave the other camera on so you guys can see the driving part. Let me know in the comments if you guys like that stuff. I kind of think it's cool. I know when Taylor edits the videos, I think she always puts the times in there, so if you want to skip those and just hear me talking, I'm going to try to film myself a little bit more when I'm talking, instead of just talking to the GoPro that's in the window and you're watching and listening to me talking. I think what we'll probably do is put a little this in like the corner of the video of me talking and then the driving up there, or maybe vice versa, because I'm so pretty that I know you guys will want to look at me and my epic beard that is scraggly looking right now, split at the bottom. But anyway, I'm going to get up here and I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, we are about 20 minutes away from our drop-off at the Kroger DC here in Indiana, Bluffton, Indiana. We are now on some small town roads, as you can see. That's okay. Both of my GPSs were in agreement that this is the way to go, so this is the way to go. I think we'll be out of this small town here in a couple minutes. I'm not really sure even the name of the town, but yeah. So I'll let you guys run and you can enjoy the drive, and we'll talk a little bit when we get there.
In 1¼ miles, arrive at 1111 South Adams Street, on the left.
I feel like I have been driving all day on roads that just want to beat my truck to death. Terrible roads. My God. Thank you, sir. Alright, we are 1 mile up on the left, it says. what Kroger distribution centers are like. My first time going to one of those. Probably just like every other DC. My appointment isn't until 9 tonight. It's only 10 after 6. Hope they don't tell me to go away because there's nowhere to go. We are kind of in the middle of nowhere. Assuming it's this big gray one up here on the left. We shall soon find out. Would you stop chewing on that? Truck entrance this way. Kroger Peyton's number 181. So this is it here on the left. One thing I really like Trucker Path for, I like it for two things in particular.
Arriving at 1111 South Adams Street on the left.
You can use it to do really good trip planning because it shows you most of the truck stops on the way, and it shows you where the truck entrances are at these places. Got the paperwork ready. Busy place. Let's see what they say. They don't need my receipt for the brakes though, so I'd like them to pay for it, but I don't think they would.